Ed and I have always liked those old documentary-style films like In Search Of and Chariot of the Gods and things like that. We always loved that reality-based kind of fact/fiction stuff. Always creeped us out as little kids, and so that's really what kind of gave impetus to the format. It eventually evolved into being a witch, and then we developed this whole backstory and all this mythology that surrounded it, and from there we just developed the actual premise, which was the three filmmakers disappearing in the woods. So much of a film is trusting the talent that you've brought into the project. And when we casted this thing, that's why it took us over a year to make sure we had the right characters. So then we had the confidence to allow them to do what we hired them to do.
All the actors came from New York, and basically all we were looking for was somebody that just, when we started the improv session, was completely natural and believable.
They didn't want any acting. That's what they said at the auditions, and they wanted Josh, Heather, and Mike to go into the woods and believe in the circumstances.
We just wanted to take them on this journey and hope that they were talented enough to deliver something that we couldn't have come up with, using conventional filmmaking techniques.
We knew that we were going to put them through a lot, and it was always walking that line between what was reasonable and unreasonable. And it's like we need to push them as much as we can to tap into those places in their character and their own pasts and emotions to capture that on film.
They were just so incredibly well prepared. There was nothing that they didn't give a thought to before we got out there. Yeah. And that's why we were able to feel safe enough to be able to act and to be able to pursue the characters' storylines, because we knew that we weren't going to die.
Don't worry about the logistics of you being out there as a person. We'll take care of you as a person. You take care of yourself as a character.
We're going to have a pretty good system in place that will be able to attend to your needs on a fairly regular basis.
If there's ever an emergency, we bring in the officials, just like you would in any situation, except we'll have cell phones and radios. You guys will have a radio that you'll constantly be in contact with us.
Right.
You're going to have escape routes. You're going to know where you are for the most part at all times.
This is experimental. I mean, we're all kind of going in this together and saying, okay, if this works, it's going to work in a big way.
The prime directive was just roll on everything. That's why we shot so much video. And they captured some moments towards the end especially towards the end of the shooting, where they were really, really hungry, and they were really tired and were really scared.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened. Because in spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault. Because it was my project.
The ending was we knew it was going to be in the house, and we knew they were going to go down. They were going to finish where they finished. But we didn't know what the cameras were going to capture. So we had a lot of different ideas, and we literally came up with that idea a day before we shot it.
We bought these goggles to protect our eyes at night. We're going to be running through the woods, scaring the actors. We're going to do the same thing we did the first night, which is just circle them and make noise and go in different directions. And then tomorrow night is the big night.
Hell no.
We have a couple of ghosts out there, and they run out of the tent. It's a big night. And kids' voices.
When we rounded that bend around that last leg of trees, we didn't know what we were getting into at that point. My direction said, when you hear a noise, when you wake up and hear a noise tonight you will follow the noise with the video camera. So we followed the noise, and we came, we're winding through trails, and we came around this big, huge bush, and there's this disgustingly old just freaky looking house. We're up all the way upstairs and I hear Josh's voice coming from all the way downstairs. So I take off. My direction was to abandon Heather and go first. And I fly down the stairs, and I mean, that was terrifying, just rounding the bend, going around the corner to go down to the basement. And you get to the basement, and it's all like dirt, you know, and like old stones, and I turn the corner, and they decked me. And I'm like bawling at this point, because I don't know what the hell's going on. I know it's the final, like a whole week of everything just hit me right in the gut, and it just like all released.
We wanted to keep the end the same as, you know, the rest of the film.
Yeah,
Real
kind of ambiguous, yeah. So people could kind of walk away and have their own interpretations of what took place.